Top 10 Vice Chancellor Interview Questions and Answers in 2022. 1. Why are you interested in this position? Why do you want to become a Vice Chancellor? There are many reasons why one would want such a position. However, make sure that yours will benefit the institution, students, or the stakeholders. Also, avoid mentioning material perks that come with the job. Sample answer. I have worked in this institution for quite some time, and I am therefore well acquainted with its objectives and missions. I am positive that I have all it takes to further their achievement. I was also an acting Vice Chancellor at one point, which got me acquainted with this position. 2. What are the roles of a Vice Chancellor? Do you know what your work as a Vice Chancellor will entail? You can either choose to stick to the job description or mention the roles of the former Vice Chancellor. All in all, make sure that you only say job-specific functions. Sample answer. A Vice Chancellor acts as the principal administrative and academic officer of the institution. Some of the leading roles include performing leadership, academic and administrative functions to the entire university, representing the university, carrying out essential ceremonial and civic duties, and furthering the university's missions, aims, and objectives. 3. What qualities does a Vice Chancellor need to be effective? Do you know what it takes to be an exceptional Vice Chancellor? Every job comes with its inherent set of qualities. Ensure that you get this question right by mentioning some of the attributes, skills, and behaviors that a Vice Chancellor needs. Sample answer. A Vice Chancellor should mainly be able to rally and inspire others towards a common goal, which is the achievement of the university's missions and objectives. Other qualities include integrity, vision, and abilities to innovate new technologies and build good relationships with all stakeholders. These are just a few qualities. You can mention as many as you want. 4. Mention a challenge that you faced during your last role. How did you solve it? The interviewer wants to know whether you are a problem solver or not. Finding solutions to obstacles is a quality that hiring managers and interviewers are always looking for in employees. Therefore, give your best problem-solving experience. Sample answer. When I took over as a campus principal, the main challenge was shortage of hostels. The university was admitting way too many students without minding whether it had adequate facilities. Most students were forced to rent apartments outside the school, an arrangement that was untenable for those from humble backgrounds. I had a meeting with the topmost administration of the varsity. I managed to convince them that we should turn some of our unused halls into hostels for students who were having problems paying rent in the nearby apartments. 5. Briefly describe your experience. What are some of the roles pertaining to this field that you have played? Do you have any career experience that can make you a good Vice Chancellor? This is a chance to sell yourself, so mention as many experiences as possible. Sample answer. I first became a project management lecturer at 25. I was an associate lecturer teaching a few classes a week before being promoted to a full lecturer. Joining this field at such a younger age taught me how I could contribute to the missions and objectives of the university. I then left for further education and came back as a department head, lecturing a few classes a week while mainly performing administrative duties. I served for 10 years before being promoted to a campus principal, a position I have held till now. 6. Mention your expected daily routines as a lecturer. How will your day look if you get this position? The best answer to this question is to borrow from your former or outgoing Vice Chancellor. What are some of the things that she does daily? Sample answer. As a Vice Chancellor, I believe that my day will be loaded with meetings from as early as 9 am. We will plan different events and activities and get status updates before swiftly talking to the school career advisors of other campuses. I would then sit and do loads of paperwork, reply to emails, and speak to all campus staff. I may also attend any planned ceremony. Opening parenthesis. Try to be as detailed as possible given that this is usually a busy role. 7. Mention a mindset and strategy required for this role. Have you thought of a way of working that will make you an effective Vice Chancellor? What about a perspective that will guide your operations and varsity-related work? You should be able to relate whatever you mention to the job. Sample answer. The best strategy that any Vice Chancellor can use in their work is to center everything around the institution's objectives and missions. Every job done should aim at furthering what the school intends to achieve. As for the right mindset, I believe that focusing on results helps one become an effective Vice Chancellor. 8. Mention a challenge that you foresee in this role. By now, you should understand what being a Vice Chancellor entails. This knowledge will help you identify some potential challenges if you get the job. However, desist from mentioning common challenges with easy solutions lest you come off as incompetent. Sample answer. This is a world-class university, which places lots of expectations in this position. It is pretty scary knowing that I will be entrusted with this university's future. However, I am positive that I have all it takes to manage this institution well, thanks to my vast experience and comprehensive skill set, which will help me live up to all these expectations. 9. How will you stay motivated in this role?
Even though this may be a lucrative position, it comes with a lot of pressure.
You will be responsible for the university's fate in your tenure as Vice Chancellor, which is not as easy as it may sound. You should therefore have a source of motivation if things get tough. Just make sure it is not material. Sample answer. Whenever I face difficulties, I always reflect on past successes, which give me the strength to work harder and do better. I also have a strong support system that pushes and motivates me whenever I feel demotivated. It is, therefore, safe to say that I will not struggle with motivation if given this role. 10. What is your view on delegation of duties? What do you think about delegating duties? When answering this question, you can mention how you go about task delegation or a few takeaways that everyone should have in mind when delegating responsibilities. All in all, the best way to answer this question is to view it from an operational perspective. Sample answer. I believe that delegation of duties is critical in effective management. When delegating tasks, I usually consider the skill set and ability of every individual. I have realized that if you want people to perform, you have to give them something that they can actually do.